bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. I'm at the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream. At the bottom of the ocean. I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'll stay down, down. I'm just stuck here in a dream.
WTF Nation Radio
is in the house.
There are many simple things in the world. Shovels. They are all different. Gardening shovel. Unloading shovel. Children's shovel. But there is also a different shovel. We use it when we come to the position. In short time, it helps us dig a trench which saves us from bullets. If a tank will pass over the trench, there is a high probability that it will not cause any harm to the soldier. We dig in the ground, deeper, and then connect the trenches with our friends to the left. In just a few hours, trenches are all connected. When we do not have an axe, we can use a shovel to cut a loaf of bread. A soldier uses a shovel as a paddle, crossing the wide river under enemy fire. If we run out of ammunition, we will use a shovel again. And then we'll move on. the order to stop. We'll take a shovel again and build around us an impregnable fortress. This fortress is defended by the army of Ukraine, our army.
Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I looked my woman in the eye sockets. I told her straight out. I just said it, man. I said it. I said, bitch, I'm the man of the house.
You said bitch, though. You called your wife a bitch.
Yeah.
This is a public service announcement from C.T. Fletcher. I will not contribute to the pussification of a nation. Get your punk ass out there and work for it, motherfucker.
Let's roll.
Broadcasting live from the Functional Veteran Center of Excellence on this 29 June. Holy shit, it's almost July. It's almost the 4th of July. How are you guys doing today? This is the Monday edition. What a Monday. It has been an interesting Monday today. Just going around and seeing all the social media posts and seeing all the drama that is happening, and I'm just tripping out. The political scene, of course, you know, it's pretty crazy. We've kind of like, I don't know. It just seems like it's kind of like it's getting so stupid that it's too stupid to get polarized. I think everyone has pretty much lost their shit when it comes to anything and anything, any discussions that you could have on any type of back and forth and good conversations. There's only a few, aside from family, of course, that I could sit and have a decent conversation with, and it not get emotional, and not have to worry about someone attacking me and wondering how come I think that way. Or why is it you said something about this way, but then didn't say something about, I've always been the same way. It just so happens that the lines of what is considered, I don't know, people have lost their fucking minds. I'm everything from climate change to the World Cup to celebrating our 250th anniversary, the birth of our country. I just think that everyone's got, you just can't make a, hey, have a happy 4th. What's so happy about it? What's so big about it? Like, stop. There's no need to be that way. No need to be that way at all. Of course, everyone likes to gloom and doom on who is what or who had said political wise and how come politics says this and we're doomed by the way our military's being run and woo, lordy. You know what? If the energy was spent on a lot of the politics that's going on currently within our administration and it was focused on the soldiers, I guarantee a lot of shit would get fixed. Open defects, barracks getting square. You know, still to this day, there's still soldiers living in multi barracks. Chows getting served or not served to specific defects or defects. Some defects are open or closed. Still happens. I wish that energy was passed on of what the discussions are within the political sphere and the administration sphere and the cabinet level sphere, to where everyone like, look, where was that energy? The soldiers are asking. They don't give a fuck about whatever pontificating warriordom tweets and posts and social media, Instagrams, reels. They just want to eat. They just want to live in barracks that are not leaking or flooding and all that. By the way, we are paying attention. We are monitoring the soldiers that are living. I guess Fort Knox had some flooding, and so soldiers are adapting. I will say that in contact with some of the leaders there at Fort Knox, I do appreciate you guys reaching out to us at U.S. Army WTF Moments to make sure that the soldiers are taken care of, and the soldiers have nothing but good things to say. They're happy. Say, hey, just in case you know, leaders are focused on this. My rooms got flooded, barracks got flooded, and the leaders engaged and all that. So shout out to the leaders of Fort Knox. That's what we like to hear. If you didn't see any posts, then obviously that means shit worked out. That's generally the way it works. It's when we don't get any answers from any of the leadership that we get. Hey man, what's the status of this? Shut up, WTF Moments. You're an affront to bad. Oh, you guys are insider threats. You guys suck. You guys are. I forgot to mute my shit. Gotta put my phone on silent. So I get a bunch of DMs and stuff like that I have my notifications on. I wish, again, just a little wish there. Just wish that the leaders and everybody who's arguing online, I wish they would just use that energy and focus it on the troops. So again, shout out to the leaders out of Fort Knox. I guess there's the largest reserve exercise that is currently happening. Operation, was it Sentinel Justice? Sentinel Justice. A lot of stuff happening there. Reservists not used to being in the field, or reservists enjoying the fact that they're going to the field. Someone's like, yep, this is good Army training. Some of it obviously has not really worked out right. So, yeah, too much drama. Exactly, man. Too much drama. I could, what was it? I got in here to time for pontificating. Oh, man, I know. Exactly that, Tisha. Too much drama. Too much, exactly, Spag. Too damn emotional these days. We got a guest, by the way. Alex Bonilla. Friend of ours. He was a guest, previous guest on the WTF Nation and WTF Nation Radio. He's going to be shooting the shit. He's got a book out now. I like it when our guests, that's so cute. They grow up. It's so awesome to see our former guests, moving along in life and giving us an update. So Alex will be here to join us to talk about his book, The War Inside. Look at them eyes. What's up, Alejandro? What's up, Alex? So he's gonna be joining us at the top of the next hour to shoot the shit and all that stuff. So we're excited. Can't wait. But anyways, War Inside is gonna be on. Alex Bonilla. But yeah, I'm just got it here in time for the pontificating, the behoovening. Heather says, I love you guys. My brother's going on 23 years active duty, RA, all my sons. Hey, well, hell yeah. Well, thank you for tuning in and joining us. You guys actually featured the picture. What picture? Whatever picture are you talking about? Yeah. But yeah, I'm just thinks it's just so glad you caught us live. Well, thank you, Heather. We appreciate you joining us. Just make sure we broadcast the Monday and well, actually all of our shows with the exception of the reset that broadcasts noon Eastern Standard Time on Sundays. But all the other shows, with the exception of the King and Me, they come on at 1900 Eastern Standard Time or 7 p.m. But all the other shows 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, I'm just like, I was going to jump into the topics of all the drama and who is retiring or who didn't retire or how come so-and-so didn't get picked, and just watching all the takes of everybody talking and providing their I mean, look, we have a pretty close relationship with a lot of the senior leaders in the Army. We have senior NCOs and all that, but we ask hey, what do y'all think of this when the soldiers are engaging us in the inbox? You just got to remember, you're not the target audience. Some of you senior guys out there, some of you old veterans that you back in my day and all that, the seniors, hey, we got it. Don't get me wrong. We're all about the veteran cause and veteran empowerment, but the prime audience is going to be the Joes. We ask them, hey, what do you feel about all the drama that's going on? And literally what we get is, I don't give a shit. I just want my DFAC to open. Or it would be nice if DFAS and the Army would talk to each other so that way I would get paid. That's currently trending right now in the inbox is TSP collections and the retirement pay. That's the trend right now in the inbox. And I'm just gonna say that I think that the soldiers are more in tune with that. I think those that have provided a narrative as if the military was some sort of specific party or a specific group or a specific way, ebbs and flows, of course, throughout each administration. See the first Bush when I joined the first Bush, and then up until there I am. Sorry, Matthew. There I go thinking again. And then up until the Trump 1.0 administration. I'm just gonna say everyone's making a big deal. I will say this: for all the politicization that is going on social media, especially X, focus that energy on the Joes. The soldiers are looking at you like some of you guys are just old bitches just sitting on a fucking porch, blah blah blah, being chismosos and shit, just talking shit. One of them said, focus that energy to me so I can ensure my soldiers are eating chow time. Or, hey, check out what my command is doing, keeping us late for no reason, waiting for the word. So yeah, I'm just like, yeah, dude, whatever, man. So let's talk about memes. I guess you guys have been watching all those fucking memes with Sophie Cunningham. You guys seen her? Sophie Cunningham? You guys seen a basketball player? WNBA? There's some memes that going about with her doing the pointing thing. She was pointing at somebody, and that got everybody riled up. So the next thing you know, the entire planet is now doing the memes, just by her finger pointing. I just thought it was funny because shit talking and going back and forth, and now has made it into a spectacle of memeage. To now, it's funny because when you see memes, when we sit at the Death Star, and we see the way the memes evolution have happened. There's a meme that somebody talked about, this long ass story, blah 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 blah. I hate you first. This long narrative like that was posted on WTF Moments a long time ago. It has made it to Twitter, so it's funny to watch meme inception. Stuff that has been posted on U.S. Army WTF Moments or WTF Nation Radio from back in the day. Someone will see that as a follower and go, I guarantee it, nobody's gonna. Yeah, we'll see what happens. And they post the meme on Twitter, not realizing that some members of the WTF Nation are on Twitter as well, to include myself, at the IO guy. But apparently, Sophie Cunningham has become a cultural phenomenon in her memeage. That sounds like a body part. She showed us her memeage. And it's got everybody riled the fuck up. Now, I'm not going to play the sounds and stuff like that, so I don't know if the WNBA is going to get mad or whatever, because I will say this: when you watch something from the sports bar and you see it posted with King and Coach talking, the actual King Smith and Coach on Wednesdays, you'll notice, I will see it, and the next thing you know, we're like, oh, well, YouTube has blocked you from this. I'm like, why is this blocked? Well, it's because, specific sports. So everyone's seeing this meme that's been going around. She's like pointing. Everyone's like wondering, where did the pointing meme come from? Where did this come from? Well, This is what's set up. This is what the reaction was. This is a more wider angle. There she is, right there. Yep. There she is. This is a back. There you go. That's when she starts doing the, and everyone's mad, and literally just like, woo! I love it. She's still just pointing and shit. Again, I don't want to play any sound bites or something like that that's going to get us buzzed out. Hopefully the footage doesn't get us doesn't get us busted. So that has been making the rounds. That has been making the rounds all over the memedom. The memosphere. Memeage. Meme them until they cry and make memes of them crying. Like I said, I mean, let's heat it. They're all this pointing finger. I mean, I honestly was waiting for some fisticuffs. I was like, oh shit, there's gonna be some hair pulling and some punching and all that, man. So everybody was going nuts about that stuff. I mean, how can you not love Sophie Cunningham? She's hot. Just saying. But yeah. Spanky says, Sophie makes me question my sexuality. I would take her hand in marriage. Well, there you go. Matthew says, we actually were locked in the motor pool battalion after guard duty. We had to jump the fence with the razor wire. Oh, sounds like I wolf on. Yeah, you gotta, hey, look, her and Caitlin Clark, man, those two are, I think, is what's bringing back the WNBAs. And I'll be honest with you. I mean, come on, man. Did you ever watch the WNBA until that stuff happened? Did you watch anybody? Did anybody watch any of the WNBA of any of that stuff before Sophie Cunningham and Caitlin Clark got on the scene? Everybody's been talking about it. The memes have been hilarious. Of course, everyone wants to throw different angles at it and say why and all that. But hey, look, trash talk is trash talk, and everybody knows in those sporting realms. I think it's, I don't know, maybe I think it's because it's exciting to see more energetic players instead of, I don't know what it is. Take my hand in marriage. Woo, I couldn't. Spanky says, hate them all you want. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham are going to make all of the WNBA worth more. Equals the, yeah, exactly that. I'll be honest with you. The more people watch it, that's the revenue that they generate. Sponsorships and all this other shit. That's hot. I wonder how many jerseys. Matthew says, I think it's the ass. Well, from a guy's point of view, she's hot. I mean, come on. And there's a certain, I don't know, there's a certain innate, I don't know, did you ever get that feeling? Like, it's like going to a hockey match wanting to see a fight. Everybody knows, hell yeah, you can't wait to see the fights. You want to see baseball players when you see them clearing the freaking bench, right? Yeah. Basketball, you don't think that? Women's basketball as well? I mean, I hope, good point, Spanky. I hope their haters know basic economics. That's true. That is true. I honestly believe that the WNBA not also covering some of the fouls. There's some, look, I'm not much of a hoopster. I don't play basketball much or whatever, but I do know for a fact that some of those hits compared to guys, I mean, it's not like fake hits like LeBron gets. I think it's some of the men's basketball at the NBA. Sorry. Everybody knows the GOAT's Michael Jordan. And then follow, down whatever. LeBron being, But yeah, I think everybody wants to. I think the amount of fights that you're starting to see now, or the amount of physicality to the WNBA. Actually, I did not want to even talk about this, but it just got me at a roll. It's funny. I think it's awesome. Guys, I'm just saying, it's a guy. I'm going to say guy things. Hey, fucking cat fights, chicks fighting. That to a guy, that's kind of like, wow. So, I mean, I don't know if, I don't. Oh, for fuck's sake, I can't stand LeBron. See how see the visceral reaction? Oh, man. The visceral reaction, exactly, from LeBron. Everyone knows Michael Jordan's the GOAT. So, but yeah, I will say that the WNBA has now garnered a little bit more spotlight with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham in the game. She does make it fire too. Like all I have to do is go. As a matter of fact, I got to make sure I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna have to mute all the music here. But if you just type in WNBA, and I don't even think that the WNBA, like Spanky said, all of her haters better watch it. That you would be able to not notice that she's making the sport trend. All I got to do is just type in. Hang on. There you go. Now watch. All I got to do. This is on Twitter. This is on X. Now watch. I'm gonna start doing this. Look at that. There. Look at that. I'm just scrolling. There she is talking about her shit too. There you go. There. Look at that. Some of the stuff that she's been dealing with. Look at that. All those memes. All the memes coming back. Oh, whoa. Yeah. I guess that's an outtake of her doing her stuff. So yeah, those are all the look at all that. The pointing meme is what's hit it the most. So look at that, it's so awesome. It's revitalized the sport. I'll just say this. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the actual King Smith and the coach could talk about it. But it has actually revitalized the sport and has actually have gained some more support for the WNBA. If anything else, like Spanky said, all the haters should just be quiet. Caitlyn Jenner. Huh? What? Caitlyn Jenner shows up and dunks all the way from across the court. What are you talking about? Well, we're in the subject of LeBron. Michael Jordan was much better than LeBron. Yeah, I agree with you, Heather. Agreed. Michael Jordan, Kobe. I'm just saying those legendary. Next thing you know, they're going to have oil wrestling halftime. Whoa! Did you see her Sports Illustrated shoot? Of course, I am not here to sexualize Sophie Cunningham, but the stuff's out there and she's hot. So I'm just saying. So I don't want her to to feel all creepy because we're highlighting her. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, even the VA, yes, the VA got in on it. This is from veteran the VA secretary Doug Collins. Now, like him or not, I'm just going to post what he posted, or show you what he posted. So that's what he posted. Me respectfully go sign up for your benefits. Me when I find out you haven't signed up for your benefits. There's a lot of veterans who would like to know how to do it. So even the VA, a lot of the government's getting involved too. So damn, I like really straight off of what I was going to talk about. So shout out to Sophie and Caitlin Clark for all that. Why did you say Caitlyn Jenner? Creep alert. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. Well, I mean, yeah. Okay, I'll make one more. Sophie, she's tall as fuck too, so she'd probably step on me. She's like, get out of here, little guy. Get out of here. Yeah, exactly. Kick my ass. So, yeah, Doug Collins needs help with our memery. Audie Murphy shows up in spirit and dunks on everything and everyone at the same time. Exactly that. All right. So, real quick, I just want you guys to know that there's been a lot of news going on. If you guys not known in Venezuela, I just wanted to bring that up too. Venezuela has had an earthquake. I think it was like 7.1 or some shit like that. I'm going to highlight in this video here just how powerful this thing was, and I'm going to remove the sound, of course. So this is as the earthquake was happening. Our prayers and our thoughts go to the people of Venezuela. And if you look at what's happening, it's like, holy shit. It does not help that the buildings were probably not up to code anyways, but you could see how fast how fast it went. And look at the right of the of your screen there. You see that building just immediately collapse. So it was very, very, very short notice. Have you seen all the other videos of our rescues? We showed up. As a matter of fact, let me hit up the Southcom TL right quick. Yeah, that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, there's they have been some noticeable deployments coming out of the Southcom AR. So I am on X, by the way. We're just shooting the shit on X. So if you guys want, get yourself an X account. Get yourself an X account so you can see what people are talking shit that you don't see on Facebook. It's funny. A lot of people that talk their shit on X would never talk their shit on Facebook or make a comment on Facebook. So let's do a timeline review. Let me get to the right spot here of when it started, so that way you guys can get a real quick glimpse, and then we'll be able to. I'm trying to find the actual timeline. So here's one right here. Where a video. I'll just right here. These are soldiers, Marines actually. Sorry, I didn't say soldiers. Marines that have shown up to the site, and these are Marines that have shown up. And oh man, I wish how come the timeline looks so bad? Here we go. So you guys just listen to the ambient noise. They're just taking the noise in the atmosphere here.
Ayuda. USA. Ayuda. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Ayuda.
So the Marines have arrived, and again, we're just going to do a real quick timeline scrub over the Southcom X account. That way you guys can see what we can highlight together. I wanted to capture this before we talked about anything else too. So I know I got a little distracted with Sophie there. So this is U.S. Navy littoral ship combat ship USS Billings, and an embarked MH-60 helicopter are operating in the Caribbean Sea near Venezuela. And you can see again, follow Southcom's social medias. See individuals arriving. We've got individuals sending that also from the Department of State assisting. Some of these images here are just like, holy shit. So Marines supporting. Of course, they're going through all the, I was about to say the recovery operations as well. Okay, I don't have to worry about that. So we also have volunteers from several cities and states from the U.S. involved as well. Unbelievable carnage, man, that fucking earthquake. I thought I saw a story here. Yeah, here it is. U.S. workers pull father and son from rubble. There's other stories that are starting to come out as well. Of course, here was the Marines getting ready to provide aid. Hoorah, Marines! Shout out to the Jarheads. You see more international aid coming. So. Yeah, it was pretty quick when you kind of think about it. And we really, the event happened, and once everything kind of settled down, we immediately arrived and started providing assistance. So we'll keep you posted. There's going to be some posts also on our social media accounts as well. So it's nuts. I think the fact that they're arriving so quick, and also the fact that they've they're already starting to help, and they're already involved in rescue and recovery operations. So to me, it's just like I'm. Yeah, everyone's talking about being on X. Yeah, yeah, people are ruthless with the comments on X. Oh my God, yeah. Hey, I've been threatened and doxxed, and people try to get threaten my life and shit like that. Sent their. But you guys remember when I've had some drama with X because of the Gold Corp thingy, right? So yeah, I know what that's like, Natasha. Oh man, I know exactly what it's like. So, anyways, speaking of savage drama on X, so I guess right now, because of the World Cup's going on, right? A lot of the individuals that have traveled from across the world that have come to the United States to watch World Cup, games and festivities. There are a lot of individuals from different countries that have expressed the personification of how typical American is and how America really is. And there's been accounts that have been posting how great America is. Damn right. Sorry, America. And have had a lot of good things to say about us. And so, hey guys, enjoy the ride, I guess. Hang out, shoot the shit. Well, there's now. I thought this was a parody page. I literally thought this was a bit. I got to find out. But apparently, France is blaming the U.S. for its deadly heat wave that's going on. I thought it was duffel blog shit. I thought I was like Onion, Babylon, whatever satire or parody site you want to go on. I honestly thought it was like a joke for the France heat wave, and everyone's blaming the U.S. for whatever. And I'm like, you fucking. Look, I'm not saying that climate change could or could not be a reality. And I do know that there are certain, like for instance, the change in. I will say this: when we all got locked down, even though nobody says nobody got locked down, and you started seeing images of pictures of mountains from a city that you could never see before because it cleared up because there was no traffic. I think it kind of changed the weather. I think, of course, I am not a meteorologist. I've not studied any of that shit. I'm just saying, I think, with my uninformed ass, I guess, people are gonna come on social media and say, look at that guy fucking talking shit on WTF Nation Radio, doesn't know what he's talking about. But the proof is in the pudding when you see an image of a city and you see a mountain range behind the city that you'd never seen before because of the pollution. I kind of thought that was maybe like I don't know. Kind of like that could have happened. Of course, there are other countries that use weather seeding and stuff like that, which I thought there's no way that we would ever seed our weather and do weather seeding and cloud seeding to make it rain or somewhere like that. So I don't know. All I'm going to say is that a Paris official, and this is from the Telegraph. I'm not shitting you guys. I thought it was freaking hilarious. I'm like, hey, let me look at that. Wait a minute. We're also in the middle of Super El Niño. Ándale pues. Super El Niño. Vámonos a hacer con este El Niño cabrones. Oh, that sounded like a K-Bell. That sounded like you were like watching the you were announcing the World Cup. Ándale pues, con 100 puntos queremos el super El Niño. No shit. I thought it was a joke, but it's not. France blames the U.S. for deadly heat wave. This is funny. I'm just going to say this is fucking funny because, no. How could you sit there that we're responsible for that when other countries don't even bother to maintain any type of pollution standards for their country? China, India, China, they don't listen to shit. I'm just saying. You don't see them. Everybody talk about, hey, at least add somebody in the mix. At least add like, hey, Africa, the continent of Africa, certain countries in Africa, or some countries in the Middle East, or India, or China, or some. Add them to the mix. The comments were made as a part of a scathing rebuke to American tourists, immigrants, and expats who have been criticizing France for the lack of air conditioning across the country. Hey, look, man, it's not our fault. You guys don't believe in air conditioning supremacy. As a matter of fact, when I go on the break, I'm going to turn the AC down to 65 degrees and then wear like a hoodie. I'm just going to say, this can't be real, but it is. No shit, it is. So it's not, it's not exactly. Texas has entered the chat. Oh man. Texas, Arizona, parts of the Midwest. It gets hot, but you know what? Run inside and get that AC. Drink that nice cold drink. I think I will say the World Cup has also highlighted a lot of citizens from other countries that come over here to visit or watch the games have said, holy fuck, my country sucks. Because they don't have AC. They don't have barbecue. They don't have Buc-ee's. Still trying to find out what the fascination is. It sounds like it's like another gas station you go see and you go, meh. It's not our fault. Yeah, exactly. It's not our fault that they're too cheap to install AC. It's easy. People talking about they're getting fined for putting window units in. Unconfirmed reports, of course. Heather says, for fuck's sake, we get blamed for everything. Someone over there should just fart and they'll blame us. Yes, exactly. Some hygiene. Oh, yeah. Matthew said, I'll do 64 on the temperature. There you go. We also put ice in our drinks. Yeah. Exactly. Speggy, they took our jobs installing AC. Maybe that's why there's a lot of conflict going on over there. When I was deployed to Iraq, I said this and we all had this joke about, hey, what would make what would stabilize the country, blah, 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 during all the uprising and all that. I said, I bet you some Hooters or tilted kilt, something to have in our freaking, to have somewhere in Iraq. How about you get some AC, France? Stop blaming us. It's not our fault. Typical American. So yeah, no shit. They actually blame us. Paris official hits back with a mockery. Yeah, get some AC. Said that she holds the U.S. partially responsible for the groundbreaking heat wave in France. So I, again, thought it was a joke. And so I shit posted them on my X account. And I had said, and this is what I said. I said this, change the weather again. Just like Hans. The irony. Just like Hans from Die Hard. Hit it again. Hit them again. Get over it, France. Let's see what's going on with the all right, let's see what's going on with the World Cup standings. Anyways. I know the game I was watching earlier was Germany and where's it at? Where did I see it? Germany? Yeah, Germany and Paraguay. It's tied. So I don't understand with this. So how come they don't play more? Like how do they? That's my confusion with soccer or football. Don't. That's another thing too. Just like how the WNBA has been spotlighted and highlighted with Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. Maybe we need to start getting some. Come on, our team. What's the stats of our team, anyways? Go USA, of course. We're number one in our group. Hell yeah. So that's about as far as I know. Somebody asked me, when you celebrate World Cup, me being multi-ethnic, how do you celebrate? Well, obviously, if it's the origin of my heritage is playing another country aside from the U.S., I'm gonna go for that country. If it's the U.S., sorry, USA baby, I'm gonna go 100% USA. But like for tomorrow, Ecuador and Mexico are going to play. I'm obviously going to go for Mexico. For Germany, I was rooting for Germany against Paraguay. So yeah, so that just gives you a line there of my heritage there. So yeah, I'm kind of rocking it. Gas station wars was one of the things. Okay, so y'all, I made a joke at Buc-ee's, right? There's somebody else entering the arena. I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna go ahead and just go on here. There is a new combatant in the arena against Buc-ee's. You guys are gonna trip out if you guys don't know. Everyone's like, oh man, what's so big about Buc-ee's? And no. Well, I'll tell you what. The new combatant in the gas station war is Dolly Parton. Accept them cookies. I'll accept your cookies, girl. More than just a stop. It's a destination. The Dolly Tennessean travel stop. Oh man, look at that. She is going up against Buc-ee's. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, that's so cool. When you scroll, look at the bottom. When you're scrolling down, look at the bottom. When you scroll down, she's on a little bike. That's what I'm talking about. I don't know, man. Everyone's like, oh no. Yes, sir. Who's gonna go? Who's feeling it more, for Buc-ee's or for Dolly for Dolly's full service restaurant, Dolly Barbecue? Look at that entertainment. Grand opening just happened, by the way. So. Oh, man, I'm gonna have to swing by. Maybe we should see if we could get Dolly Parton on the WTF Nation to see if she wants to come on and shoot the shit about this. This is some good stuff. It's got regular and diesel fuel, truck and car parking, grab and go options, full service restaurant and bar, easy checkout, trucker supplies, easy online ordering. Man, I wonder the shop. Let's go ahead and shop right here. There you go. Online stores coming. There you go. Let's get some. I have to say, get some Dolly swag. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of cool with this. I don't want to say that Buc-ee's has played out or anything like that. I'm not saying it is. I don't want anybody to get mad. Hey boys, she's single. Yeah. Do they have prostitutes? Heather says, I don't understand why Buc-ee's is so great. Yeah, exactly. Dolly, girl, come on. You've liked and hearted a couple of our comments on WTF Nation Radio when we had members of the Charlie Daniels band coming on. Yeah. WTF Nation Radio trip to Dolly's. Man. You gonna pick me up? Oh, this Spaggy's already talking. Yeah, there we go. Road trip to go see Dolly's. She opened it over because a truck driver. What? She opened it because truck drivers aren't allowed to fuel at the Beaver? What's that, Holly? Where'd you get that from? Holly's single. Dolly's single. I don't know what you're trying to say. Heather's in there trying to play matchmaker. I don't know. There's a couple of them old school country chicks that I would just melt over. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if they were standing in front of me. She might turn around and knock you out. Yeah, man. I'm about to say I'm kind of game. I kind of want to. Let's go back to that. Let's go back to that website. Eat, shop, explore. So Holly, if you got any of the answers there, and why the truckers can't go to the Beaver? Look at that, man. Explore. They're already gonna have a freedom bash going on. Shit, how do we not know about this? Truck appreciation. Look, it's already got a little layout. That's layout right there, man. Fuck, yeah, we definitely have to make a trip. Definitely gonna have to make a trip. Go swing by and just do a live from there. Just walk on through, like, you know how CQ does the Comic Cons and stuff like that with the guys. Maybe we should do the same thing at Dolly's. Hang out there and go to the Dolly's Tennessean travel stop. It's awesome. So yeah, the battle of the gas stations. We'll see how this comes out. What's this Cup of Ambition stuff? Crafted the community of mind, blah, blah, blah. Look at that. That sandwich looks good as hell. And it's open 24/7, with the exception of the restaurant. But yeah, hell yeah. Cool. All right, so I'm going to jump on a break right quick. And to get our guest coming on, Alex Bonilla, to talk about his book. It's been a minute since he's come on. So actually, time went fast. So yeah, we'll have to get him on here, get him squared away, and then we'll be right back. So go ahead and hit the latrine. Dolly, if you're listening, just normally we take a break, and then we have the guest come on as we're on a break, and then that's when the guest comes on. So Dolly, if you're listening, contact at WTF Nation Radio. It would be so fun if she came on. Actually, Dolly, I'm telling you right now, it would be so fun if you came on. You would have a blast. So with that, we'll be right back. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Take it from me, Ice. You can't just float around space not caring about stuff forever.
The voice of U.S. Army. WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Shit in the bag, Pogue.
Soldier's tale of wild misdeeds, from the chow hall to the PT grind. You won't believe the things you'll find. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private tensions far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the field to the base, the legends grow. Army double the force, the madness we know. A Humvee stuck in the mud so deep, a midnight rain, no time for sleep. Emerge straight like golden hand. The strangest sights in this foreign land. Drill sergeant's rage, a fiery storm. Private antics far from the norm, in the shadows where the secrets lie. Army WTF you can't deny. Army of the stories unfold. In the heart of the chaos, the truth is told. From the In the Army's world, we're the brave and bold. Live the moments that make us say, Army double for fuff every single day.
Sorry that I can't keep it together. Maybe it's the trauma, or maybe it's the drugs. I can't seem to control my fucking temper. But the problem lies in not being enough. I lost my sense of humor in the battle for my mind. Now I'll slip away with one last puff this time. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Forgive me for the outburst with your neighbors. My actions don't reflect what's in my soul. I never found the right way to relate or take in and display a better role. The chemicals that shape me are buried deep this time. My family's already given up, it's fine. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my mind. Substance suicide, the only time with no regrets, letting myself die. Substance suicide, assisted by my fickle friend. I'll finally lose my life. The substance suicide, the only time with no regrets is letting myself die. Is letting myself die.
What is this Facebook Live? I've never heard of this shit.
I am here determined to stop this future atrocity.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or...
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Oh shit. And we're back. Here I'm saying, let's do this countdown and shit. And I'm like, oh damn. Oh man, Alex Bonilla, welcome back to the WTF Nation. How you doing, man?
I'm good. Thanks for having me. It's been a while.
I'm about to say, how long has it been? I was just telling Spank it's almost a year or some shit like that.
It actually has almost a year to date. I think it was last May or something like that.
Yeah. Holy crack. So, how you been? I mean, you doing all right? I mean, well, actually, let's. I mean, you and I know each other. I feel so rude. Tell us about yourself. Here, I'm about ready to jump in and shit.
Well, my name is Alex Bonilla. I am a retired military combat veteran. I am the author of The War Inside. I started Mental Warrior 22, the business engagements one-to-one. I recently just started Mental Warrior 22 Foundation. I am in my last year of my doctoral in health and wellness, and that's pretty much. Most of all, I'm a dad.
That's the best part, bro.
That is the quick rundown.
Yeah, that's the best part. Okay, so real quick, you came on, shot the shit about your book that you were talking about doing and you were working on, and then you are also involved in the Irreverent Warriors program as well. What work do you do with them?
So I am a part of. I was a part of the Temple, Texas team for a while, and now I help the DC. I'm a part of the national team as well, and helping with their social media team as well.
Cool. Okay, I'm guys. If you guys don't know, you can go ahead and check out the previous episode with Alex Bonilla and his stuff that he gives it a little bit more in depth. So again, the book is The War Inside. My man, what if you could tell the audience what made you want to write the book?
Oof. So this has been 7 years in the making. Not 7 consecutive, just how we tend to get in our heads. This is the book that I wish someone would have handed me a long time ago. And I wrote this book because for a long time, myself, just like everyone else, most of us look successful on the outside while we're kind of privately living in survival mode, right? So after spending years in the military, the deployments, the PTSD, the carrying the responsibilities for everyone else, I came home and I realized I wasn't living. I'm barely surviving, right? So when many people hear survival mode, most people think that it only applies to the veterans, to those people who suffered the trauma on the battlefield, right? But that's not true. Survival mode affects the parents, the first responders, the healthcare workers, even the kids who experience certain things after COVID, having to adjust in certain life experiences. Maybe not so much with, schools being closed, but a lot of people don't realize just how survival mode kicked in when most of these kids had to stay home with their accusers, right? With the people who were actually hurting them. So I wrote this book because I wanted people to realize they weren't broken. Many of us simply learn how to survive these difficult situations, but no one taught us how to really live.
Did you provide some of your own insight as well on this, specifically like you were saying, the isolation factor of it?
I did. There was a couple of chapters for me that was a lot more difficult that I probably sat with a little longer, and I had to kind of I put it in and had to kind of be like, no, that might be too much. And because I didn't want to turn it into a combat manual, right? Because again, it wasn't just for veterans. It was just sharing my trauma. So I did put some of my stuff. There's things from when I was a kid, to life adjusting after the military.
Do you think that some of the issues with, and I've talked to other groups and I've talked to other therapists that we've had on before, are you seeing, just like how we talked about the disconnect between that transition from being a civilian, from being a service member to a civilian, have you seen any improvements on your end on that?
You know what? Yes and no. The yes comes from the places you least expect it. You and I, and people like us. The people who decided, you know what, no one else is doing anything. There is a disconnect. You would think the VA would send representatives to talk to these people, but they don't. You would think that other agencies, right? But if there's anything we know, that at the end of the day, all we have is each other. So it's on us. So there's a lot of smaller entities here and there in different cities that are actually like fighting the good fight. And sometimes they get pushback. A lot of times I've seen situations where they'll go on the installation, they'll talk to the installation commanders, and they're like, no. So, but there is certain improvement. But I've learned that for most career soldiers, Marines, sailors, for most career people that get out, they're the ones who suffer the most. Because there is a huge identity crisis, right?
Yeah.
There is that huge identity. They don't know how to kill the ego just yet. And that's not everyone. Some people transition smoothly.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna be honest. After I was done, I was more than happy to. I don't know. Maybe it took a little bit on some habits there, but you best believe I enjoy the civilian life because there's some things that. And I remember you talking about the patience level that some veterans have, like that you want to have something that you're so used to being, it's almost expected in your daily military life that your patience level for, I don't want to cause in and out groups, but basically it's for civilians, non-veterans, you just have to kind of like, you just have to bear, you do cover anger, avoidance, and disconnection. Can you talk a little bit about that as well?
Well, I think that the anger, for instance, if we're talking about emotions, I always compare it to a child, right? And like a child can't speak. So they express themselves a certain way. And it's usually either they cry or they get angry. They throw those tantrums, right? And us as adults, it really isn't any different, especially for men. And I'm not saying this doesn't apply to women. It does very much. But for the most part, men resort to anger immediately for many reasons. Anger is just that mask, right? That's kind of like us who suffer from PTSD, like that didn't just come from nowhere. That is a symptom of a bigger problem. So when people get angry, it usually comes from the fear, the sadness, the guilt, all those other emotions, but they don't want to express those for many reasons, whether it's a cultural thing, we were taught to suck it up. Stop showing that. Don't be weak. Don't be this. Don't be that. So now you get angry. When you get angry, you start being erratic about a lot of things, right? Making poor decisions. So that is the most common thing that you see, the anger.
Yeah.
And if they're not angry, they become emotionally numb.
Yeah. So a lot of that stuff too. It's one of those things to where you're like with me. I'll admit it to some of my. I don't have the patience. It's for me. It's we're serving, we're doing our thing. It's expected for somebody at a certain rank to act a certain way. It's just the things that's normally it's commonplace within the military in our daily life. And then I don't want to sound like that dude from that movie Breaking Down, Michael Douglas. What was it, Falling Down? When he's sitting there, guys, I want breakfast, for lunch, even though, sorry, sir, we don't serve breakfast anymore. So breakfast ended. You just get kind of like for me, it's my patience. I'll admit it. For me, I have a patience level that I have expected somebody to be doing something, customer service. I had a little, I don't want to say I had a moment, but I had a frustration point when I went just going shopping. I wanted to go shopping. I was like, you know what? I like to go out and about, take the kid out, and I'm gonna go get some stuff. Do man shit. Go to Home Depot, right? and I wanted to get something, and I saw somebody standing there who was an associate, and I thought that maybe, them seeing me milling around with my kid, and maybe, I don't know, as working in sales, I would, growing up being a teenager, you work in sales, you see somebody milling around, you go, hi sir, can I help you? Is there anything? I notice you're looking something, right? Bro, I just like, you know what? I just told the boy, let's get out of here. Just, I don't know. Something told me I'm like, I'm out.
I think that that's a big problem for most of us. It took me years. It took me years to realize, one, killing the ego. We as veterans, and I hate to say it, but we expect, and we have these expectations, whether we realize it or not. We set these expectations on people, and it only leads to disappointment because they're not aware of our expectations. They're just living their lives.
Yeah. Civilians don't know what you're going through. They're like, why is this guy turning red looking at me?
And a lot has changed, right? When you when you go to a store, regardless of what it is, even the fast food, right? Back in the days, people would greet you. There was a little bit of interaction, small talk, and all that, and politeness. No, you go to a store. I talked about this the other day. I went to the drive-thru, and the girl just kept saying, "That's it. That's it. Are you done? That's it." I'm like, "What the?" But then at that point you have a choice, right? At that point you have a choice. You can either keep it moving or let it go, because whatever she's got going on had nothing to do with me.
Right. Of course.
That's just all. That's who she is at the moment.
Yeah. No, I kind of like going through the drive-thrus a little bit because it disarms them when I go like, hi, can I get a name? Oh, hi, I'm Ken. Ken, like, Ken and Barbie, and then they kind of like laugh or something like that. But no, dude, it was literally a point for me to where, like, you know what, rather than me get upset and all that, I just removed myself from the situation to say, all right, I'm just gonna go and now, I mean, I said to somebody, now I know why introverts want to choke the fuck out of people. You know what I mean? It's because of that. It's that reintegrate. For me, it's just like you said, that expectation. Nobody expects that expectation from anything because it's just the way we were, whatever. I'm just wondering if I think there needs to be some sort of like a disconnect conversation. Like, hey guys, you no longer have to worry about a formation. You no longer have to worry about your boots look like anymore. So think about it. Not to belittle the civilian mentality, but it's just, to me, it was just like, oh, I got to get out of here. I'm going to go.
So I don't disagree with that, because that was actually one of the hardest chapters I had to write. Had to deal with that because we're addicted to the chaos. We're so addicted to the chaos and everything is go, 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 that there isn't that transition that slows you down. That's like, hey, listen, when you get out there, it's not like that. That's like the same culture shock you get. I'm originally from Brooklyn, New York. Going from New York to Texas, that's day and night.
Yeah.
And I was lucky that I was everywhere around the world before I retired in Texas. But it is that same mindset. No one slows you down, right? And then we get out into the civilian world and we continue that, whether we realize it or not, right? We stay busy. Some people create their own problems. We get into these unhealthy relationships.
Yes.
And we avoid the slowdown because we are so used to the familiar chaos and refuse to be in the unfamiliar peace. And they don't prepare you for that. And that's the part where we stay stuck on that survival mode.
Yeah. I mean, do you think partly in our psyche that like in your book talks about emotional numbness, do you feel like, I mean, is it like our own defense mechanism, or is we just, you know what I mean? It just, I mean, like for me, like I said, I disconnected and bugged out. Would you consider that? I don't want to say like a therapist would consider that like, oh yeah, well, you're just, discontent. I'm like, no, I just don't want to like get worried. I just don't want to get revved up for something that's not even worth revving up. You know what I mean?
Right. And everybody, absolutely, because, you and I come from two different upbringings. How I deal with things is going to be different than you. Doesn't make mine any more right than yours, right? We can both disconnect, but we might do it in two different ways. So some people, I think we justify it as well. We're like, you know what? It ain't even worth my time. I just don't want to explain it to you because you're just going to piss me off. Or like, so that justification becomes the justification for your disconnect. And the more you do that, the more you start to, like, others start to recognize that now you are not showing up for the things that you once used to enjoy doing. You know, I'm like, hey, Ken, let's go check out the game.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't feel like it, because now you don't want to deal with the people around.
Right.
And it starts to affect you in so many other ways. And now you disconnected even from the things you love, no longer from the things you're trying to survive.
You know, yeah, I'll admit, I used to have, aside from my many ex-wives, but I used to have a lot of motorcycles. I used to have a motorcycle for everyone used to say, damn Master Sergeant, hey Sergeant, hey First Sergeant, you had a motorcycle for every day of the week. I used to have a motorcycle for like every work day. Like I would have a Monday bike, a Tuesday bike, and all that. And people will remember me for having, the bikes. And I just like lately, and I'll just say lately, probably because I'm busy doing other stuff, but I just realized that, you know what? And it wasn't like something that I was doing it on purpose. It was like, I don't want a motorcycle. I don't want another motorcycle, I should say. I don't ride as much. I don't go out to do you think that's like subconsciously, like you said, not wanting to deal with people, or it's just something that got pushed back?
Well, this is the tricky part about it, right? And this is where the self-awareness comes in, because we're constantly evolving.
Mm-hmm.
That's like, I don't listen to people when they tell me they're healed. There's no such thing. We're constantly evolving. Who you are today is not who you was a week ago. So because you're evolving, there's things that will change that you no longer will do. You also take on different responsibilities. So there is the possibility that, hey, I love writing, but I don't have time for that at the moment. But it's still there. Versus, you know that it's something you always did and you just don't want to do it. But the reason why you don't want to do it has nothing to do with the bike itself. There's a bigger issue.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of like, cause I was just realizing that, cause I was like, I saw a badass heart. I was like, man, I gotta get this bike. And then I'm like, it didn't cling on to me like, like it normally did. You know what I mean? It normally didn't grab me like most things. And then I would see guys that, hey, you want to go riding? Oh, it sucks, And I'm like, no, dude, it's just for me. It's just, I feel that a lot of the things that used to get me to go, oh, I'm going to start. Oh man, I remember doing this. Something you get amped for. It just like you just said, it just didn't hit me until I realized, hey, I don't ride anymore. I don't do this shit anymore.
So here's the question though. You don't do that anymore, but are you still doing other things you enjoy, or did you find other things to start enjoying?
Well, it kind of fell out of my routine, because I try to, I will say post-retirement, I've gained some heft. I got a panza going, and I've kind of like I still keep in shape, and well, not in shape, but I still do exercise, and I take my kid with me. I still do things like that, you know what I mean? But it kind of like fell off. I game once in a while with the boys, and the homies will hit me up and say, hey, you want to get on some GTA or something like that? But yeah, that the writing portion, it just kind of fell off. It just I don't know. I don't know. It's just different. It just feels weird. You know what I mean? It's something I noticed just recently.
And it happens. I used to love to write. For me, that was my biggest thing. I used to write, and then I hit a point where I really didn't. To this day, I can't remember why or how that happened, but just one day, I didn't want to. I just kind of didn't have it in me anymore. Luckily, it took a lot of retreats I went on, a lot of inner work that I put in, that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna get back to this. And now I enjoy it again. Sometimes it is that simple. Sometimes it is what it is now. Like, that just might not be your thing. You outgrew it.
Yeah.
And now you find something else. There's also age. We're not we're not young anymore.
Yeah.
There's the age thing and other things in your life that play a factor. You're too busy at work. You don't have time.
Yeah.
But this is what goes back into survival mode. Are you living, or are you just trying to survive and like occupy your time to stay busy so you don't have to deal with the inner stuff and the real things that are eating at you?
Yeah, that's the deep stuff right there, man. That's the.
But that's what it requires. Sometimes you just have to sit with it. Like,
yeah. Oh, I know. Yeah. You were talking about writing, for me, I don't want to say it's artsy fartsy, but yeah, reading poetry or reading some of the songs or getting involved in because nowadays my quick fix is like memes, make a couple of shit post videos, and then post, and then that's it. That gets but for like, we had a guest on that wrote poetry, and she was just, it just kind of like hit that nerve again. So I started reading up on more poetry stuff, but just more so philosophical stuff. But it just, like I said, it just, like you said, it kind of stopped for me. And like, I don't know why. I just, one of those, I'm not trying to have a session here, but it's just for me, it was just kind of like it. Now that Alex mentions it, yeah, it did feel weird. It kind of fell off, The book also talks about it gives it a real look. I mean, one of the things that I remember it says is the war inside is not about pretending life is easy. It's about understanding what chronic stress, trauma, pressure, loss, and identity struggles and emotional suppression actually do to the mind, and to how to begin reclaiming yourself. That hit, that right there was like, yeah, that's a key. That's key to everybody. Because a lot of, like you were saying, a lot of guys have that lack of self-worth. Is there any, I don't want to reveal too much, is there any phases or step-by-step stuff that you have for the reader?
My only advice at the moment is not to skip any steps. I was very methodical about how I went about each chapter leading into the next one, because if you skip to another point, you're going to miss that aha moment. And that's going to be different for everyone. Like I said, for me, I had a favorite chapter that I wrote that I was like, okay, and I had a really tough one. The chapter 4, Addicted to Chaos, for me was my worst. I think that for my favorite was The Cost of Always Being Ready. Like, that was something that I had to kind of come to terms with. That was my aha moment, right? Even though I'm writing it, I'm still figuring this out. There is little tips and stuff in there, and when you get to the end of the book, there is something else that's coming shortly after this. In the next 60 days, there's something else that's going to be a part of this. As soon as everyone gets through the War Inside, there is a War Inside workbook that I will be launching.
Cool.
And that will allow you to take what you read in there and put the inner work and start just putting it all down. But in all honesty, it is just, each chapter is a tool for the toolbox. Some will apply to you. Some you might be like, you know what? I understand that. I feel that. But that one may not be for me, but you know someone who it is for. Then you get to the next one, and that might be the one that may take you days to read because it hits hard.
Right.
And that's what I want. It's like you mentioned, I wrote the book, but it forced me to revisit these experiences, the emotions, the beliefs that I had buried for years, and some for a lot longer. It helped me realize that the healing part is not forgetting the experiences. Those problems are always going to be there, right? It's being able to take all that and understand a couple of things. One, if you have a disability, you're not defined by your disability. 2, the person who you were while in the military, that uniform came off, but that doesn't change who you are. Because who you were, the first sergeant, the sergeant major, and all that was all heart. That was all you. So it doesn't matter what uniform you wear.
Right.
That's all you. That is a chapter in your life. And if you are here every day, that means your story is not over. You have a whole lot more to give, and you can rewrite your story. That's what I took out of everything and was dealing with while I was writing the book. And each chapter was like, shit, this is deep.
Yeah, I was about to ask, did that reinvigorate, like it set the fire in there once those memories hit?
It did. I had to step back, and this is why it took almost 7 years. I had to step back from certain chapters. I even went on a retreat. I went and did ayahuasca. I came back, sat with it for a while, started writing again. But I think what I took most of it is perspective. The perspective of life is going to keep lifing, right? But if you have the perspective to approach it differently and know that everything that's going on is an end of the world situation, it allows you to look at certain problems and find a solution, not look at it like, oh my God, and allow that anxiety and everything to consume you. It allows you to be around civilians, for instance, or other people, you know. So
how did this, I mean, looking at it also as a dad, what did it bring out of you on that?
So I talked about a brief moment, and I mentioned it on my show as well. You know, when I was 5 years old, my earliest memory of my dad was, "Hey, no one will ever love you. You're gonna die alone." Like the man gave me a great speech, and I carried that, and I didn't know subconsciously. I carried that throughout my whole life, my military career. I had to be the best. I had to, and I didn't know that was secretly the, "Are you proud of me? Are you proud of me? Am I good enough? Am I good enough?" That led to like just destructive habits. I've never done drugs. I barely drink. However, I made up for it in other things. I didn't take relationships seriously. I would self-sabotage. And when I became a dad, you know, it was both like the most amazing experience, but oh shit, I'm freaking out now because like I don't want to be like him.
Right.
And when I went through every chapter in this book and while I was writing it and reliving certain things, I'm in a better place now where I was able to almost kind of pat myself in the back, like, you know what, that was me. That was me. That's not who I am now. And my kid doesn't experience that version, you know? So those are the moments that I take. My daughter gets the Alex 2.0.
Right.
You know, she doesn't get the angry one, the guy who is emotionally numb, you know, she knows I'm divorced clearly from, you know, with her mom, but this kid won't leave my side. Anyone who knows me knows that that's the one thing that I will die on that hill. I'm not good at a lot of things, but I got that one right.
Yeah. That, if anything else, makes you a better dad. I always, well, you talk about a workbook. You're going to do one for dads?
So the workbook is actually, there is specific parts that it is for men. There is some that is for women. And it's not veteran versus, nope. It is for men, for women.
Nice.
Because trauma is trauma. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the, maybe I'm just ask your take too. That do you think the veteran suicide, do you think the rate is declining or increasing?
I find it interesting considering that, you know, we're no longer doing the Iraq-Afghanistan thing, but yet the numbers has still gone up. I haven't looked at the numbers recently. I just know one is too many, right?
Of course.
And unfortunately, I hear within my circle every once in a while of we lost another one.
Yes.
So for me, the numbers haven't changed, especially when it hits close to home. So I think that we need to do better. And by better, I mean we're doing a lot, right? There's a ton of 22 organizations, there's a ton of programs, there's a ton, but for some reason, there's still a disconnect. There's still a disconnect, and we're not finding that disconnect, right? We are settling for, I'm fine. We're, you know, a lot of people are talking about, hey, check on your peoples, but they fail to check on their own peoples, right? And I think that that is a big problem that we need to do better. And it's a tough situation because life again is lifing, right? Ken can only do so much, you have your own bubble and your stuff, and you can try and you can try, but life happens, and sometimes you might be like, oh shit, I forgot to call so and so.
Yeah, I was just curious. That was just one of those, because like you brought it up exactly what happened. There's, hey, we lost another one. Hey, we done all that. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Some of us just literally just talked to the guy 2-3 weeks ago, or he was just on social media posting whatever. And I was just curious because, no, you're right. It's not only checking your circle, but also checking yourself. I mean, to get to that point, it's to me, it's just, I don't know what the solution is. I know there's a problem, but I can't, aside from empowering, uplifting, and getting involved in some programs, more talking. It's just really hard. I don't know if, I don't know if the VA is listening to us. I don't know if certain VSOs are listening to us. I mean, to me, those are just questions. I'm not blaming anybody or anything specific, but God, it just seems like you're right. It's just my circle. I'm hearing more, hey, yeah, he didn't make it, or yeah, he took his own life, over the weekend. I'm like, how the fuck did he, like, how is this even,
I think that we just as a whole, some more than others. I think we as a society, we do way too much talking and thinking for others and not enough listening, right? Because, and some are harder to tell than others, but I always believe there's a sign. There's a sign somewhere, someone's showing you something, someone's telling you something, we're just not listening.
Right.
Because we're assuming. I've noticed that usually the ones who tend to, lose to the 22 are the ones we deem the strong ones.
Yeah.
And that's the problem, right? Ken's always like, oh, you're always online. You're always doing this. You're posting these things. You're good. Myself, look at what I'm doing. Oh, we're advocating. We're doing this and all that. So you must be good. Forgetting that each and every one of us is going through our own shit. And because we're the strong ones, no one checks on us. So now I'm dealing with it on my own. You're dealing with it on your own. And we assume we're good. And it's that common greeting like, hey, Ken, what's up? How you doing? And you're like, I'm good. How are you? Instead of having the real conversations. And I think you nailed it when you said check on yourself. I did a show last week. I mentioned that. I said one of the things that you should do is in the morning before you like I give myself an hour, don't grab my phone. Check in with yourself. But check in with yourself like you were talking to your kid, like, hey, what do I need? What's going on with me right now? And just do that little check-in with yourself before you decide to attack the world. We're quick to grab our chargers for our phones and, run to check our emails and do all these things. But we don't check that check engine light in ourselves.
Yep. Yeah, well, like you were saying with your kids, you want to be, Alex 2.0. I want to be Ken, well, I'm on my, anyways, Ken 8.0. I'm not talking about all the hyenas I was with, but you know what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, I just, because that was, and I've had some friends, some members of the station too, members of the WTF Nation and within the staff saying, hey, we kind of check on each other. But one of them even said, hey man, maybe are you okay? Everything all right? And it's one thing that I've learned is that when I get a text from something, hey, can I ask you a question? I'm the kind of guy that will immediately call you up because I'm old and I hate the thumbs. I hate doing I don't know how kids do it these days. They're like, brrr, and they're sending you like a 5-paragraph op order, in one text in seconds. Me, if you ask me a question, I'm gonna call you back. I'm just gonna call you. And I figured that right there helps me get out a lot of stuff too. Because I mean, it's just, I don't know. I just, for some reason, text, social media posts and everything just kind of looks like it's like you said, it's desensitized. It's disconnected.
Well, there is no emotion in a text, right? If I'm in a bad mood and you're like, fine, have a good day. You could mean that in the best way. I'm like, fine, have a good day.
Right,
and
right.
Don't tell me what day to have. Like,
exactly. You're like, oh, why you gotta be a bitch, man? Why you saying have a good day? What do you mean by having a good day? And that, I hate that. I hate those. Yeah, I want to talk to you. I want to see your face. I want to hear your reaction or something like that. You know what I mean?
And that is the reason why, you know, throughout the years, I've been fortunate enough to be a part of different organizations. Some were really good, some were not so good, but either way, I took bits and pieces of what I've learned and the different types of leadership. And you know, you often hear that if you don't like something, fix it, change it. And that's where, since we last had our conversation, since I was last on the show, launched my own show where it's strictly mental health. I do every week. Relaunched my business, started doing one-on-one speaking one-on-one talks with people. I do speaking engagements at conferences.
How's that coming along? How's that coming along, by the way? The speaking. I remember you talking about that. So how's that coming along now?
Yeah, so it is nerve-wracking, but well, because there is a big difference between, like, when I was in the military and I had to brief the company or the battalion, like, cool, you don't like it, you got to be here, you know, like, but it's a difference being at a conference and you're speaking amongst a bunch of your peers or people who genuinely need it, but they don't have to be there. So now you're like, shit, I don't want to mess this up.
Right, right. It's almost like you got to do a comedy act, like a stand-up act to keep them engaged. Because when I do speaking engagements, that's my thing. It's like I have to have the grabber. I got to get the hook. So that way you're still looking at me. You know, I'm walking around, you know how animated I am. So I'm always, you know, joking and jabbing and, hey, what's going on or whatever. But yeah, it could be, my first couple times was intimidating as hell. So I'm just wondering if you felt the same way.
I have my very first big one happening in August in Albuquerque. There is a mental health expo that I'm doing over there.
Nice.
And I don't want to say I'm nervous about it, but I am. I'm nervous about it because I'm doing all this on my own. I have a great support system, but I'm doing this on my own. I'm figuring it all out as I go.
Right.
So, but it's always, I think that it should make you nervous, right? If I didn't get nervous about some of these things, then I'd be concerned. I don't think that I would be passionate about it, right? Like I have to.
Exactly. Yeah. It doesn't become something that you feel like you have to do it. You're motivated and you're pumped to do it.
Yeah.
You said in August, right? You better give us the notes on that shit, dude. So that way we can post and share. And
listen, absolutely. But yeah, there's, you know, I started a foundation. I started a foundation actually a month and a half ago, 2 months, Mental Warrior 22 Foundation.
Yeah, I was about to Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. Go ahead. You must be looking at my notes because I was just about ready to ask you. Go ahead. Well, go ahead. Let's talk about
So I started the foundation, right? It's a nonprofit foundation that is focused on the community connection, education, support. Our mission is to help people break out of the survival mode as well through the connection, right? To the community. We have a portion where we're working with veterans. We have one for, you know, the everyday people. We have kids. We have a holistic. We're putting together a peer support vehicle that allows us to do pop-up events and have a peer support there ready, you know, in case one of our veterans is going through something. So that's the LLC side. But if you click on the foundation side on the top tab, it'll take you to the foundation page.
There we go.
There you go. I just included an events calendar. So if you're anywhere near the Waxahachie area, on Tuesdays, we do our Tuesday walks. It's our Transformation Tuesday walks. We do a 2.2 mile here in Waxahachie. We have community outreach initiatives. We have our wellness events. In August 8th, we are putting together our Honor Our Heroes ride, a motorcycle ride. So that's also on our calendar. I would encourage anyone who loves to ride to come on out, come support this event. If you don't ride, you have kids, you can come on out. We're going to have bouncy castles and all these other things going on.
I see you dropping that subliminal message to me about riding and getting a bike.
Yeah. You messed up. You messed up. You said you're right. So but that is the reason why we created the foundation. It's not just limited to Texas. Even though we started it here in Waxahachie, we're trying to do events and all that throughout the U.S. And our goal is simple. Let me get you out the house. Let's get out the house. And once you're out the house and you're around other people, whether you want to talk about things or you don't, the hardest part is getting out of the house, right? Once you're around people, you find that even on the Transformational Tuesday walks, you might walk alongside someone and hear them talking about something and be like, oh shit, I'm not crazy. I'm not the only one going through this.
Yeah. No, I did that with some of the Space Force guys took me out to go skeet shooting. And I had no pun intended. That was a blast. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll check it out. And I wasn't reserved about not going, but then once I got out there, bro, it was hell yeah. It was fun stuff. So you're right. Let me go back to the other, to the foundation side of the house. What's up with this van? You guys gotta get a van. You're gonna get, whoa.
So that is the van that we are currently working on. Trying to get the grants and everything done for this van. So the goal of this van is to have a mobile peer support, right? So let's say, Ken, you are hosting an event someplace. I can either pull up to the event and let's say you're at this event and you're feeling overwhelmed. Well, this is a place you can go into, you can decompress, we can provide you a little resource, a little comfort and all that, and you go right back out. Keep pushing on. It's also a vehicle that we're going to take with us and go to multiple locations and set up our pop-up tents and do one-day retreats.
Bro, this is badass. That's what I'm talking about. I'll get a lounge in there and everything too. Man, that's sweet. That's actually pretty smart too, because a lot of like you were saying, the overwhelm, being anybody wanting to set something up they feel a little bit intimidated by getting to set up. This right here, I think would help out. Now this is, like you said, this is going to be like is just a mobile peer discussion hangout,
Yes, it's a peer support unit that we can take anywhere. We can take to other events to help support. I am big on collaborating. It's never a you versus me. It's how can we better serve our community
and each other.
Right.
Yep.
So if you're hosting something, then we can pull up like, hey, we're here in case someone needs us.
I like that.
And
if you need something, we can pull up. That's a slogan right there. If you need something, we can pull up. Let's post.
Take that to the hood.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking hood thing. I was like, yeah, we can pull up. No, that's good stuff, man. Okay, so you guys can check it out. I'll give you guys a little minute to look at it. As we've been talking, I've been posting links inside the chats as well, so that way you don't have to worry about, hey, go to this link, go to that link, and all that. But yeah, that's pretty cool. You also even have, it looks like you have a little area right there for heavy duty stuff for easy access. Where is this located specifically? Like, where's your?
So I recently moved not too long ago to Waxahachie, here in Texas. And for those of you who don't know, that's just south of Dallas. It's one of Dallas's metroplexes, but this is where we are currently. This is where we're hosting that first fundraiser, the motorcycle Honor Our Heroes rides. If you, again, check out the website, go to the events page, it'll have all the information, the address there. I am going to keep posting everything there.
Okay.
So anytime someone wants to check out what's going on, and a lot of people don't have social media, so they can go there and they can check it out. But it is here, and this is our home base and where we're starting out of.
Gotcha.
But we're trying to take this show on the road.
Oh yeah, I'm about to say, any other events that, like, I don't know, on like Fort Hood or something like that would probably be good too. If you want to go on there, and do you think they'll let you? Do they? And that's something too. Has anybody from the Army or from the military for, transition services to, like, ACAP or SFL TAP, has anybody come out and reached out to you about it?
So no, I've been reaching out to them. So I got lucky in San Antonio a couple of years back. I got communicating with someone there on the installation. Um, it took 6 months to finally get through, and they gave me 10 minutes.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
but but it was 10 minutes nonetheless. So now I am trying to hit up all these installations like, hey, listen, this is something we should make regularly. Like, let's talk to these people. Also with the VA, you know, the reason why I opened this up to everybody outside of the military as well is because, like, law enforcement, first responders, a lot of them, more than anyone, they don't like talking to their people. Right? If you're in law enforcement and you tell someone your problems, you're off the streets.
Right.
So that's their livelihood. So this is something we wanted to create. I do a one-on-one, and the one-on-one is an hour. If we need to push it more, we can do that. And I do that with people because it is non-clinical, and it's private. It's something that doesn't go back to your unit. It doesn't go back to your chain of command. So all those things are important, as well as to provide a resource, right? If you have your own foundation and I go speak to these people, I'm still going to promote what you do.
Of course. Yeah.
Right? And it doesn't matter. Even if you and I are doing the same thing, I'm going to promote it. Again, it's not a you versus me. If you can't get to me, get to Ken. So we're trying to get with the installations.
That's good shit. Somebody asked in the comments, I'm in South Carolina. Any plans on expanding?
Listen, actually, South Carolina is one of the places I'm looking at for a book signing gig over there pretty soon. So
nice.
I can't see the comments right now, but reach out.
Somebody put in there, Michelle in the YouTube chat, Transformation Tuesday, walk meet up 5:30, step off 6 p.m. every Tuesday, Blumenport, St. Rogers Street, Waxahachie, 2 miles. Is that a Reverent Warrior?
No. That's our Transformation Tuesday walk.
Gotcha. Okay.
So we paired up with a local coffee shop here, who the guy was very generous. He took it upon himself to say, you know what, I'm going to match your 22. You guys are doing a 2.2 mile. I will give a 22% discount on coffee.
Holy
Anyone
shit.
that comes in to do the walk. So that was pretty generous of him.
That is. Hey, let me get that. Let me get that. As a matter of fact, I'm going to get that message and put it to all the chats there. Thanks, Michelle, in the YouTube chats. I'm going to drop that in there, right there. There you go. So now everyone's got it. Everyone's seeing it. Matthew said, I would like to get with Alex. I do have connections here in Greenville, South Carolina. So, Matthew, hit up contact@WTFnationRadio.com, and we will forward your information to Alex. And I'm pretty sure me and Spanky can facilitate that. But just again, contact@WTFnationRadio.com, and we'll get you hooked up. I mean, like I said, to me that's more important anyways than we got to get our guys and gals out. I'm just gonna say it right now, we got to get our guys out. I can't figure. I don't know what the solution is. You know what I mean? Our circles, like I said, I had a good mentor who ended his life, who I thought, like you said, we didn't think anything was wrong with him. Everything was going great, moving in, having a good, getting a new start on life, moved to a new location, got in a solid relationship, the big bad sergeant major with little puppy dogs, little Yorkies and Morkies. And you thought, hey man, this guy's living it up. Right. And then he ended his life. And again, it's like, it's just one of those.
I say pay attention to what they're not telling you.
Yeah. Because I look back, because last message that he said to me, he said he was proud of me, and I saw him like a big brother, like a brother. You know what I mean? And so when he said that, and I was like, yeah, I kind of like, when someone says they're proud of you, you can like, yeah. And then when I heard it, I told Spanky, I say, hey, I gotta take a knee for a sec. I'm gonna, if I'm off the net, that's why. But it's one of those things to where you're like, shit, dude, you really have to, check in. We gotta find something. I don't know maybe it's the NCO in me, but I don't know if I want to grab, if I got to grab your ass to pull you along to get, we're going to fix you. You know what I mean? We're going to fix it. And we're also going to fix me and you and you and you, you know, it's frustrating. It's frustrating.
I agree. I think that for our military personnel, it starts with, you can't wait till they get out. If you wait till they get out, it's like letting the pigs out of the pen.
Right.
Like now you got to chase them down.
Yeah.
You can catch them before they ACAP out, before they final out, before like they have to go to these briefings. So why not get to them there, right? You should be able to separate that, right? You should be able to, as much as I hate to say that, but you should separate the NCOs from the Joes and have that conversation to let them know, right? Like, listen, like I get it. You were this hard charging, hardcore person and all that stuff. Take a breather. You can let that armor down. It doesn't mean you're weak, right? It's just, you don't need to carry this trauma. You don't need to carry this home. You don't need to keep that generational curse going and make everyone else have to suffer.
Oh, that generational curse happens from veteran to veteran too, because you'll see veterans getting hated on by other veterans for just being, it's not their fault they served at this specific time. It's not their fault that they had this. Hey, it's not my fault. Look, it's no one's fault that a soldier only deployed once when you deployed 15. It's nothing, you know what I mean? It's not a contest. That's one of the things that I'm seeing. It's like, back when I was in, that back in my day shit, big stars, that means
the bro vets.
Yeah. Bro. I would say now it's getting more toxic. I don't even know what to call them now. They're more, I don't know if you want to call, I don't want to call them.
So we have this issue right now when we talk about like the VFW, for instance. The VFW, most of them, right? Not all of them. A lot of them are changing and evolving because they have to. But the VFW, at one point, you had these World War II guys looking down at the Vietnam guys like, you guys suck back in my days. So then the Vietnam guys were doing it to us like, you guys suck. And everyone maintains that mentality. Like, listen, I'm sorry I wasn't born in those days.
Yeah, exactly.
And then there is the comparison. Comparison, like, it'll ruin you because you have people who want to open up about their traumas, but they're like, yeah, but I'm listening to these guys, and these guys were all Rangers, and I was just a transportation guy. Like, listen, we're not going to downplay the fact that you raise your right hand and swore in like everybody else, and whatever happened with my trauma, regardless of how bad it sounds, it doesn't outweigh yours.
Right.
We're on two separate journeys, but we're healing here together. And that's the problem, that we are terrible at that we tend to tear each other down and gossip amongst each other as well. When someone's going through something, instead of lifting them up and checking on them, we create a toxic environment and gossip, and it just shuts them down.
Yeah, it's kind of, I want to say there's irony or funny or however you want to say it, but the irony is the younger veterans that are getting out are becoming the business owners and entrepreneurs that the old guys end up working for them. And it's, and some guys like, oh yeah, this one guy, guy served, he was my first sergeant, and as soon as he showed up, started acting like we were back in the gig again. And I told him, hey, I'll just use a name, Bob. Hey, Bob, we're not, I'm not your Joe, I'm the boss. And some of it is, like you said, I think a lot of it, I don't know. It's just that phased, that it's gotta be phased. I really don't know what the answer is unless, and of course, I know the VFW, they're trying, but I don't know if it's gotta be, something more aggressive out there from the VFW and the VA themselves, not the influencers. The influencers are doing great. The ones that are propping up the VA, the VFW, and the ones that are out there getting the message out about specific congressional, anything coming out of Congress, veterans benefits, they do okay. It's just, I don't know, maybe the headquarters needs to get a little bit of a, I don't know.
I think that at the end of the day, and it's easier said than done, right? But at the end of the day, the VA and some of the organizations, stop thinking you know what they need and ask them what stop thinking that you know what they want and ask them what they need. Like, some of them will tell you. Some of them may not know how to tell you, but it's just, You have to listen.
Mm-hmm.
We're trying to help in many different ways, and there is a lot of programs, but that also goes to a whole nother part, right?
Right.
Like, I can't hold your hand and make you do it either.
Yeah. See, that's another thing too. You know, we talk about the vet bros and all that stuff, but then, you know, we talk about toxic leadership on Sergeant's time, but I always say, are you a toxic soldier? Are you you know what I mean? Are you the toxic veteran? Or are you the, you know, we got to meet in the middle. I hate the VFW. I hate the VA. They won't let me do this. Well, there's actually processes that have to happen. Have you applied? Well, no, they gave me this and I don't want to. Bro, you can't complain if you don't apply. You can't complain unless you pop that flare up and say, I have an issue, you know?
Right. Right. And the same way we want people to open up to us, you know, you also have to be willing to put your pride aside and reach out. There's plenty of ways to reach out. Reach out on this show. Reach out to me, our social media somehow. Like, there's plenty of ways, but you have to be willing to take that first step.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Alex, otra vez. Thank you for hanging out, man. This is always a great chat to have with you. Sometimes I forget we have an audience because I was like dropping some links. I had to make sure I took care of the comments too. Natasha says trauma isn't a freaking contest. Exactly that, Natasha. Alex Bonilla, The War Inside. I've dropped links in there. As a matter of fact, let me drop the link in there for the book one more time so that way everybody can see it. And pablow, there you go. So get it on Amazon. It is currently it's funny because some of my family members, every time I have a guest that's got a book, they're like, oh, I gotta get the book. Oh, I gotta get that book. So if anything else is, you gotta have a book reading, man, sometime. So we could go over the steps once you do the
absolutely.
Once you do the workbook, man. That I'm curious to see that too. Men, women, dads, vets, you know, everybody needs to hear it. So again, man, thanks for coming out. You got any final things you want to say before we cut to break?
Listen, understand that you don't have to do this alone. That is our motto. We're stronger together. No one stands alone. Reach out.
Amen to that. We're going to take a break right quick. Me and Alex are going to shoot the shit before before I cut out. I'll be back. So everyone go hit the latrine, take a smoke break. We'll be right back. Shouts.
There's a lot of tough talk on Twitter, but there's not a lot of real talk.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Tell me what it is to see when you look at me deep into the photography. I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know I'm breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media betrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like like an object. I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go for my throat. They spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm a like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object. I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object. I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object. I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object. I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe. I suggest we use it.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Section of gonna give you some real quick housekeeping and shoot the shit, guys. Do not put your personal phone numbers inside there. Always reach us at contact@WTF Radio. We had to do some little bit of housekeeping there, maintenance there to hide your comments there, because that way we didn't want your PERSEC out there, bud. So Alex does have your information. So again, Spanky got the limit pledge. She wanted to make sure, hey, make sure you log off. Spanky's my teammate. Alex, thank you again so much for hanging out. This is what it's all about, man. I might be seeing more of him, and you might see some collaboratives and some things happening together. So with that, this is housekeeping. This is the Monday edition. You guys already heard the King and me. I didn't catch today's show. I'm gonna have to watch the recording, but I usually catch their shows too. But Monday edition, of course. King and Monday edition, Doubleheader. And then on Tuesday, Pop Culture Warrior with Mike Cadaskio, CQ, the Pop Culture Warrior. With, of course, of Mad Mike and Angry Elf, his angry staff. We got the Wednesdays with the Smoke Pits on a break right now. The Sports Bar with the actual King Smith. And what do you hear? What do you say? The Coach. Stars Time, myself, and Spanky. We're going to talk about... This Thursday is going to be some discussions about the religious things and the flu shots. So you might want to tune into that. FTX every other Friday. Weekend co-ops on Saturdays with Nemo. And then, of course, the Reset Sunday, noon Eastern Standard Time with Dr. J, Dr. Ariel Jordan. She's not your therapist, but she is a therapist. And this is it's a great show. I love her shows. Her shows are starting to take off, and it's great. We got a lot of good feedback. So make sure you share, like, and follow. We're broadcasting live on 5 different platforms. Depending on what other platforms we have 2 Facebook pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, 2 YouTube pages at U.S. Army WTF Moments and WTF Nation Radio, and I think the Monday edition it's got its own page set up already. And so, yes, PIQ, you're missing the show. I'm doing house cleaning, man. Sorry, housekeeping's sorry, bro. Sorry, PIQ. And we are also streaming live on X at WTF Nation Radio. I'm gonna say X is a fun app. I like X because it's you. It's you. It's not U.S. Army WTF Moments has an X account, but it's it's purely posting. It's all the interactions that happens inside the inbox on Meta, but it's purely just the posting side. WTF Nation Radio is the same thing, just posting side. But X, I like it because it's point to point. Nobody can hide. If you're out there swimming with the fishes and all of a sudden somebody comes by and likes to interact with you, then it's just like they're gonna get you. If you on X, they're gonna get you. They're gonna find. I find it's a more fun app to interact on, because you're making a post and then you're interacting with other people. Some people, like I said, some people that you never thought you would interact with. You get blocked by people that you thought were your heroes. Like John Cusack. I got blocked by John Cusack. He blocked me. I liked his movies. But I've interacted with other, individuals. And also, like I said, some of the WTF Nation staff that are not really saying that they're WTF Nation on there as well. It's a fun app to hang out with. I don't mind Instagram, but I don't want to break the gram by posting any thirst traps. So, I'll just post memes or something like that. So that's kind of like my thing too. So I'm kind of like, it's okay with the Instagram stuff. Looks like it's a lot of work though. But now Twitter, man, I don't want to hear that shit. And then boop, the next it just comes out. It just. So Mad Conspiracy, yeah, exactly that. PIQ, mad conspiracy theorist like me interacts with some really cool folk. I'm gonna tell you, it is. I'm not saying I'm a mad conspiracy theorist because I assist in creating the conspiracies. But anyways, yeah, you interact with some pretty cool people. Some people that you served with that you didn't know that were, that don't get on there. Again, you want to know where your leaders are at and shit posting. You want to find out what someone's real. They don't act like that on Facebook. They don't act like that on Insta. But you go on Twitter and you see somebody that you thought, wow, you would never thought would say something. They'll post it. So again, at WTFNationRadio.com, at USA WTFM on Twitter. So I think other than that, make sure you share, like, and follow. And I think that's it. So y'all have a good night. Again, Alex, thank you so much for hanging out. And Shots, have a good night. See you.
Hey, this is SEAC retired John Wayne Troxel. You're listening to WTF Nation Radio, the station of choice for all of the badass MFers on the planet.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Я батько. Я молодший брат.
Я водій маршрутки. Я скоро одружуся. Я фанат-шахтер.
Начальник отдела продаж.
Я прораб.
Я программист.
Я свидетель на свадьбе.
Борщица.
Дядя Юра, таксист. Я вчитель фізкультури.
Я студент-геолог.
У мене своя фірма. Я кращий друг зі школи.
Я сусід, який завжди стукає по батареї.
Я єдиний син.